Hello and welcome to GGTV. We are going to be reviewing Blacklight Retribution. You know why? Because I recently started playing it quite a lot and I just wanted to tell you how it is. Now this game is now available for the PS4 and PC. Let's get into this. So, Blacklight Retribution is a free-to-play game. It has a business model that I quite like. Instead of purchasing straight up full guns, you get to purchase parts for a gun. Let's say the stock, the body, the magazine, X and Y, right? And that can be purchased with in-game money or Zen. Zen is like, the shit you buy. That's how they make their money. Now, some people may say that this is pay to win, but I would actually say that it isn't, because to buy, let's say, a pre-made gun, all the parts are already made for you, it has good ammo, right? To buy that kind of a gun, one of the best in the game, let's say, it'll cost 200 in-game money, right? And that could be earned through one match if you're really good, if it's a really good match, or 2 games, regular games, right? But you can't buy it. You can purchase it as a rental for, let's say, 1 or 2 days, right? And then after that time is finished, it goes away, right? To actually purchase the weapons for a permanent amount of time, it costs a little bit, like a lot. But as long as you could rent it, I feel that the playing field is quite even, There's never a point which I was said, oh, he won because he had a better gun, okay? That doesn't happen that often. So moving on with the customization, you can, like I said, customize your weapon with parts and little gadgets and little ornaments that go on the edge. They're like little talismans, right? They're like little keychains you put on your gun. One gives you a little 1+ damage. The other one gives you, let's say, a little bit more reloading speed. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, is that if you're a stats junkie, this is full of stats, okay? There's everything from ammo capacity to zoom to bullet spread from the hip, your run speed, reload speed, everything. I don't know, there's 20 different stats, and each part for your gun influences a stat in a different way. I wouldn't say that it makes a gun better, it just changes it, which really gives a good customization-y feel, if that's a word. I don't know. But there are tons of stats, like I said, and each part influences it quite well. Okay, so there's no part that you'll say, oh, this is just junk, right? It has a specific purpose that you might like or dislike, but I feel that the customization system for the weapons is fucking fantastic, okay? There's also a customization system for gadgets you could bring in, for instance, there's a revival tool which you could revive your allies with, and that's pretty useful for leveling up, I'd say. And there's also a turret tool which you could drop down, nice for killing enemies or defending points. But moving on, you could also customize how your character looks with helmets, suits, boots, or you could buy a pre-made character, and that costs money. And all these suits and boots and helmets, they also influence your stats, for instance, armor, health, run speed, that kind of shit, right? And all of it is, I feel, priced well enough that you don't feel like you're being robbed. But this is a business and they're trying to make money, so it is slightly overpriced just to kind of tempt you to buy it. But I never really had a problem. I earned items at a nice steady rate. Was never never complain worthy, right? So let's move on to the actual game, right? To get into a game, it's pretty quick. You could either choose join a game, quick game, right? In the top corner, gets you to a game. Or you could go down into the servers list, right? There are a couple game modes. Like everything you'd expect. Let's say team deathmatch, a domination type, capture the flag, etc., right? But what they do is they have 16 players. So I feel like I'm actually in a battle, right? I actually feel like I'm making a difference, and I feel like the battle is big enough that I never have to look for enemies, and I'm never just wandering around. Like sometimes that can happen in Battlefield if the map is too big and there's not enough players. You're just, fucking sniping at trees because you're bored. This doesn't happen. The game modes are pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. The placing of the objects, like the flag and all that bullshit, that's well done. Spawning could use a little bit more work, but a lot of games have problems with spawning. The maps themselves, they are pretty vibrant. I fucking love the maps. There's this one map where I forgot what the game mode is called, but there's like this spider tank that's walking down like a street, and there are barriers that it destroys. One team's job is to destroy that spider tank. The other one's is to defend it while it reaches its objective down the street, right? And there's a nice kind of neonish feel. There's a lot of futuristic metal, and I love the art style, okay? It doesn't get boring. It's not gray. It's very vivid. It looks like the future, but it's still relatable. So it doesn't look like, let's say, Star Wars Coruscant, right? It maybe Deus Ex a little bit. I don't know. But I really like the graphics and the art style. You can make the graphics as high as you want, in a sense. Like, you can make them very pretty, but also that would suck up a lot of CPU power, right? Or GPU power. But you can also scale it down quite well. I played it on a couple PCs, and I've had great results with all of them. The gameplay itself, it's pretty good, pretty fantastic. The shooting is, I would say, something more along the lines of like a little bit of a mix between COD and maybe Halo, because the weapons they don't have the recoil as they would in Battlefield, so it's not a couple shots and you'd be firing at the fucking ceiling. It's more stable than that, but it's, I would say, more shaky than Call of Duty, so it's somewhere in between the two. And I feel like it's a nice balance between skill and reflexes, and that's pretty good, right? The thing with the gameplay also is that it's more team-based, I'd say, than, let's say, Call of Duty, because you wander around alone, you're not going to get that much accomplished. You could go lone wolf and earn some kills, but the map layout is in such a way that if you're truly going to try and go lone wolf, you are going to kind of get fucked over, right? So, just like in Halo, you got to kind of travel in pairs or with a little group just to make sure, you're safe. But if you want to play the objectives, which I'm going to say a lot of people just play for the objective, it's very team-based. I'd say more along the lines of Battlefield, but the results vary. Sometimes you get games which are lone wolfy, and the other one you get a good team, game. Let's just say that. The thing that I really like about Blacklight Retribution is it's a system. I think it's the CP. It's like game points. I don't know, but during the game you earn points for like killing people, right? Capturing objectives. I don't know, destroying vehicles or assists or any of that shit, right? And then you could spend those points at nearby terminals where you could refill your health. You can buy ammo, rocket launchers, and even this thing called a mech suit. Now, the mech suit, I fucking love. It's kind of underpriced for how many points you have to get it. It's like 1,400, which isn't, it's like 14 kills or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know. But the point is, people get it too easily, I think. It's got to be a little bit more priced. And what a mech suit is, you know, a suit that's a fucking robot that shoots shit with rockets and a chain gun. And it's like this tank that is fucking huge, and you can mow down tons of people. It takes a while to get, but it really makes the end game very interesting, because these hard suits or mech suits, I don't know, they really bring the battle more alive, because at the end you're like, oh shit, we gotta take out these, then you gotta worry about the objective and the other players. But don't think that these mech suits are overpowered, right? They are strong and hard to defeat, but if you use your visor, and I'll get to that in a second, you will find weak spots which do tons of damage and to the mech suit, and you will be able to take it out pretty quickly. But you can also take it out with, you know, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, and flamethrowers, and that all that shit. So it's not, there's no balancing issue with that, I personally think, but a lot of people might disagree with me. Now, the visors, okay. I think how they use, because camping is a problem in quite a lot of games, and I think it's quite ingenious what they did. They gave everyone basically what they call legitimate wall hacks. You press V or B, I don't remember which, and all of a sudden, you could see through every wall, you could see where your enemies are and where your friends are, and this really eliminates, personally, I think, camping, because you could tell where the other enemy is for a corner, you know, like around a corner or on top of a box, but you can only use it for like 5 seconds at a time, and while you're using it, you're basically defenseless, so this evens it out, right? And I think that really, really makes the gameplay much more fast-paced than it regularly would be, because you're not shitting your pants when you're looking around a corner to hope that you're not going to get, you know, fucked over by a guy who's been camping. So, I really like the game. Some people might not, but, you know, I'm just telling you how I feel. What would I give it? 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10. I don't know how it is on PS4. I've only played it on PC. But overall, Blacklight Retribution, really good free-to-play shooter. You should check it out. Thank you for watching GGTV. Like always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.